here again, 2 weeks in a row. Kyle's got a mouthful.
You had 30. You had more than 30 seconds.
I was
Make
just
sure
trying.
your mouth wasn't full.
I wasn't worried. I got distracted. I was watching the illegal channels in the background. I was like, "What is this?"
We're off to another.
One may never know. One may never know. Is it Playboy? Is it wrestling pay-per-view? It's up to the imagination. It's like a Rorschach. And the end is nigh. That's all I know. Well, I'm your host, Medium Daddy Cool. For your other host, how you doing, Justy Rhodes?
I'm doing very well. You guys doing all right? Good to see you.
Yeah, it looks like you're
watching any wrestling.
That title is still on your name. I like seeing that there. Yeah, I've been watching a little bit of wrestling.
Well, it'll be another year or so until Chris shows up, so there'll be no one, I don't think, to dispute it until I lose it legitimately.
Yeah, well, we'll have David come back. We'll have a few special guests. I think it's going to be. I think you're a fighting champion. If I know anything about you, you're one to stand toe to toe with the best of them with your wrestling knowledge.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. That means a lot coming from you. As someone who has been watching a lot of 1994 Superstars, which I would like to talk about at some point, my brain is full of a lot of weird wrestling knowledge that does me no good in the real world. What's
the best thing you've seen recently on 1994 Superstars that just this is a sign of the times, and I miss these times?
So I've watched the bigger shows, pay-per-views and stuff from the new gen era, the deep years of the new generation, like 94, 95. I hadn't watched the weekly shows in years, maybe since I was a kid. I've gone back and watched a lot of different eras, but not the weekly shows from that in particular. And there's so many little feuds that I had just totally forgotten about, like IRS stealing or destroying Tatanka's headdress that was given by Chief J Strongbow.
That's a hate crime.
And it is a hate crime. And Quang mists Tatanka in the face with the green mist, and then he gets tied up in the ropes, and IRS does the beat down and rips up the headdress and attacks Chief J Strongbow. I'd completely forgotten about that. It's not a hate crime to beat up Chief J Strongbow, though. Because he's not a real Native American.
He's Italian.
Well, I mean, I'm sure there've been hate crimes against Italians. There was a lot of Italian racism years ago, but I
think Italians are cool, man. They got at least the first or second best food in the world. So
yeah. No, I mean,
Italians.
Go Italians. Go Chief J Strongbow and go Native Americans.
All of those. No,
I was just literally before we got on. I was watching the disintegration of the relationship of Harvey Whippleman and Adam Baum, as Harvey Whippleman sides with Quang over Adam Baum.
I mean,
so we're setting up the wonderfully remembered Adam Baum face run. We're gonna get some foam football soon, I bet.
What a uniquely 90s gimmick.
Yeah.
It looked kind of cool, but the throwing the footballs into the crowd, and he was literally called Adam Baum.
Yeah.
Oof.
Man, I've watched. So I pretty much started with what was on Peacock, which I think because of whoever owns it or whatever. There's a weird circumstance with Superstars. So I basically started summer of '92, and I've just been watching in the background for weeks and weeks now, and I'm up to spring '94, and
that's awesome.
There's so many weird, wonderful gimmicks that show up for a couple weeks, a couple months, and then they're gone. You see a few matches, and then they're gone, and maybe they shoot an angle, and it doesn't ever go anywhere. I'm thinking Nails and Ludwig Borga, stuff like that. That's my bread and butter.
Is Nails out of prison yet?
Yeah,
I know Nails get released for matches, but
I've seen Nails pop up just on some social media accounts, showing up at conventions and stuff. So Nails is around.
So funny.
Nails is around.
It's funny that this man can get booking based on this tiny window of time in his life.
Not even a year that he was there.
Like, I wonder what his guarantee is
But
for these things.
But it's so memorable for some. Like taking nails for an example. Like that was. I mean, how long was he around? Maybe 8 months, 9 months, maybe 30 years ago, and we're still talking about it. Like it's so weird.
You got an action figure.
Nails with a Z.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you remember Nails? Were you watching back then?
I feel like I was, but I
He
don't
was a WCW
recognize
guy.
Nails.
He feuded with Big Boss Man, of course, and then that was his only really big feud, wasn't it? Because then I feel like
pretty much.
I remember on Superstars they set up an angle with him and Undertaker.
Yeah.
And then it never happened because he got fired. And I remember that even being on the cover of the magazine. We're really delving into my childhood now. I remember the Nails Undertaker stare down being on the cover of the magazine that
I'm
month.
seeing it here. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
looks
like a matchup.
They could have.
It would have been no worse than anything else Undertaker was doing in 1993.
Yeah, it would have been slow. It would have been plodding. There wouldn't have been a lot of bumps. And
however, what would have been better, the planned Undertaker Nails rivalry, or what we ended up getting, which was Giant Gonzalez?
I mean, that's one of the worst things that's been on pay-per-view. That maybe the worst thing to ever be on a WrestleMania. Snooki has been on a WrestleMania. I was there. I saw it live.
Snooki gets way higher ratings for me than Giant Gonzalez.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll listen to you guys talk about this era of wrestling. I'm like, did I watch wrestling? Did I see these things? What did I?
Eddie and I don't have a normal person's perspective on things like the new generation era. Like we know way more than anyone really should.
It's
about a topic like that. It's how we really became friends.
Yeah.
Standing around when I worked at Target at the electronics counter, talking about shit like this.
It's like, whoa, you like the same weirdo era of wrestling that nobody really appreciates.
That everybody hates. That's right. I love it. New gen, baby.
It's in my opinion, the best generation of wrestling. I don't know why, just like it. It's weird. It's toyetic. It's cheesy. But it's wholesome fun. It's the end of wholesome wrestling almost, I feel like. It
definitely is the end of wholesome wrestling. Like probably like 95 honestly is maybe the last like wholesome wrestling year.
Do you think there's a way to get back to that? Like, do you see any of the wrestlers of today's era kind of dipping into that realm at all? The toyetic new generation era?
I think it's done in a different way now.
Kind of ironically.
Being like kind of nerdy. Well, I think being nerdy is cooler now. So you've got wrestlers doing things like, here's my gear that looks like this 1997 X-Men episode or whatever, or this thing in pop culture that we all know it is. Like, I think that they do things like that now. I think that's kind of like the toyetic piece of it. Like every wrestler's into video games. All these guys are just nerds. They're not like big goober rednecks from the hills that needed a job.
Exactly.
The competitors entirely different. So
like they're not I mean, a lot of them probably aren't working like construction jobs on the weekends. What?
Oh no.
What?
Justin, I think you're gonna have to pop back in.
I hear him fine.
I lost Kyle too. Maybe it's just me.
What?
I think it's Eddie. Maybe. You can hear me, right, Kyle?
I hear you fine.
I hear you fine.
I'm back.
Oh.
My AirPod went crazy. Go ahead.
You're very staticky.
Is it your No, now we can't hear you. Oh.
Hey, well, I guess it's the Justin and Kyle show, starring Kyle and Justin.
Hold on, give me a second here. There we go. All right, let's go.
Yeah.
Co-host.
Yes.
1 week later,
let's see how long it takes him to notice.
He'll notice it immediately. I changed his name to Medium Daddy Cool a couple weeks ago.
I saw that. I noticed it and thought good one, but I'm not going to say anything because I don't want to.
As soon as he saw it, he took away my privilege.
I wasn't even sure it was you that did it, but I knew someone did it. So, what were you watching when you were a kid? Just to get back on the wrestling discussion. What were you watching back then?
It was like, I think I was watching a lot of Saturday morning recaps.
Mm-hmm.
Bottom.
Oh yeah, can you hear us?
I think so. I think I'm back now.
Okay.
Were you?
Well, we were discussing what. Oh, it changed it back already.
Bullshit. No, there's like it was a lot
I
of
was
Saturday
asking
morning
Kyle what
recap.
he watched when he was a kid. Like, what's his childhood nostalgia?
Fuck you, Kyle. I don't want to go.
I'm sorry. What did you? Please, don't let me interrupt.
Shake off this trauma. Watched a lot of Monday Night Raw. I did switch between Raw and Nitro, but I guess that was a little bit later. In this era, like 94, 95, I was watching the Saturday morning stuff and would ask to watch like In Your House and pay-per-views, certain pay-per-views. I remember seeing.
So like Mania. Remember Mania with Todd Pettengill?
Yes.
Dude, any of the Saturday shows.
Todd Pettengill.
Saturday control room shows.
Uh-huh.
Yes. Yeah.
There's a lot of recap
Sunday
stuff.
Had,
I just
Sunday
didn't
had
see
like,
those.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, I just maybe didn't see the tertiary characters, the supporting actors of this era.
Yeah, because probably at that point it was a lot of like recaps of Raw and
Mm-hmm.
because Raw and then Superstars, I would say, were the Superstars would be the B show in this era. I'm thinking, right? Is that
And then of course you had
fair to say, and then Wrestling Challenge, which I would also like to watch. That's kind of like the C show. That's where you that's where you get your Bastion Booger matches.
That's a guy that deserved an action figure just so I could see the name Bastion Booger on a card.
There never has been a legit Bastion Booger figure, has there?
I don't believe so.
I've never seen one. That's not a custom.
Well, we need to.
I could just talk about 1994 all day.
Honestly, Justin, I think that needs to be like an episode, like a deep dive.
That's a nice custom.
Is it a boogery custom?
It's got details in places that you would not expect.
Hey, if you're unfamiliar, Kyle, while you're on the old Google machine there, just Google like Bastion Booger finisher, and just take a look at what his finisher was. Basically, here's my dick and balls.
Right on Joint's face.
Post-pubis fat. Right in your fucking face.
That'll rub the face paint off.
And he would just sit there too, like he was like holding on the sharpshooter after the
my god
intense match.
What's worse, Bastion Booger's finisher or the stink face from Rikishi?
Oh god!
What would you if you had to take one?
Whichever one you don't die from is the worst one.
I think I don't know, man. I feel like I might be able to deflect more with the stink face, like with head movement. Like I could maybe try to dodge some of the worst of it. But
it'd be like
I mean, when that booger ball sack comes down on you, like I mean, there's no getting out from under that. You're gonna squirm until he lets you go.
I think that's fair.
Bastion Booger's ball sack on the face paint tier list after we do the doink here.
He probably had like a clown paint print on his like thighs and balls afterwards. Like it looked like the Shroud of Turin, but Doink's face.
I hope on like the wrestling collectible show that they go searching for Bastion Booger's like, I don't know what the Fifth Element strappy thing he wore. Like I hope they find that and it's literally the Shroud of Turin, but just freaking Doink's face right on the dick.
If we were still naming these episodes the way we used to name them, I think Bastion Booger, Shroud of Turin, Doink face would be.
I mean, there you go.
Would be the name of the episode.
I'll put that in a hashtag just so anybody that's searching that on YouTube can find it.
Right. Well, we want to stay in the conversation.
Definitely, cutting edge of conversation.
I gotta close that. That's awful.
So Justin, let's have you like at one point here. Let's do like a deep dive on that weird early years of New Gen.
Dude, let me know.
We can put something together.
I'll put something together. That's fine. I'm gonna be watching 1994 Superstars whether we do it or not. So I might as well lead a discussion.
Maybe that's our iceberg episode. We do one on like New Generation.
Can we please? Yeah, let's do that.
All right, we'll talk about this here. This
Well, what do
week.
you
Maybe
got
that'll be
for us
next
to
week.
talk about? Because I feel like I came in like a wrecking ball with my
Well,
my new gen thoughts.
I just I've got some news, and then we'll get into like the meat of it. I'll always have news though, because I know that Kyle loves news. He loves millions of tabs.
Let's talk about
But
news.
let's talk about some
Let's
news
scuttle
here.
that butt around.
We're gonna do it. Gonna do it. Gonna get to the first of it here.
Girl, let me scuttle that butt.
Just wanna share this this with you. It's a fun little thing here. Yeah, that's a fire kick. This is
Yeah.
some I don't know, like Street Fighter shit right here.
And then just a full-on kick.
You probably gotta kick hard so it puts the fire out.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta put your back into that one, I think.
Yeah, if you don't lay into it, you're both gonna end up engulfed in flames.
I don't know if the Samoa Joe nope spot is getting me over and over.
Oh yeah, it's so good. And he's been doing that for years. I love that it's getting some appreciation.
Yeah, it keeps getting funnier and funnier. When he did it to Punk a few weeks ago, I thought it was pretty funny. Hopefully that doesn't get us killed on YouTube there, that clip. Anyway, Bruce Pritchard says he'll never participate on Dark Side of the Ring ever again. I can't watch those things. I think that they just dwell on negativity and lies and bullshit and hearsay and exploit that. And so much of it is based on, the rumor, the innuendo, and the complete 100% bullshit. The producers do their homework to the extent that satisfies them. When you dispute their homework and give them facts that don't support their story and their narrative, they choose to ignore it. And that is why I have not done anything since the first ones that I did for the first season. And I will never do anything with them again because I don't like the way that they present stories because they're only looking for negativity to exploit. And in my old age, I learned, sure, Bruce, I learned there's a lot more than negativity. Why not exploit some positive messages and some good shit? It should be called The Lies of the Ring. Oh, this is classy. Because a lot of what they present as fact are 100% bullshit, unsubstantiated lies. And when given facts, they choose to ignore them. It sounds like Bruce is a company man again.
Bruce has never not been a company man. And to expect anything else from him is like, wishing on a rainbow. It's not going to happen. He was a company man when he wasn't a company man.
Yeah, even when he was in TNA, he was still a WWE guy, I feel like.
For sure, yeah. He's a carny, He's an entertaining carny, but he's a carny.
Oh, he's 100% a carny, and we're losing the carnies in wrestling, so it's a dying breed. And we're gonna learn about the old carnies and all the terrible shit they did on Dark Side of the Ring. It's a lot of these things. Well,
I don't know why he wants him to. I don't know why he expects a show called Dark Side of the Ring to do stories about positive stuff. I mean, that's a different show.
Exactly, and I think WWE produces those type of documentaries all the time, fabricated versions of their own history.
Yeah.
So, this typical Bruce. It's great. I did like that he got rumors innuendo in there, and the he's on brand at least. Yesterday at DPW, this guy, no idea who he is until I scrolled down here.
Chris Dinker goes by Chris Danger. He's a YouTube gamer personality. He's friends with like Xavier Woods and Adam Cole and them. Seems like a nice guy.
Well, apparently he's getting a match with Adam Cole, his first match. At least that's what they teased at DPW. Yeah. I don't know any of these streamer people. Interesting. It'll be interesting to see if Adam Cole actually does work the Indies. He hasn't done that since like 2017, maybe. for Ring of Honor.
It'd be interesting to see how the events of All In play out in terms of what else he does outside of it.
For sure. I think we're going to get a heel turn there. We'll see how that pans out, but it feels like we're going to get a heel turn, especially after Dynamite, seeing him kind of all the things he's done with the stab in the back, and then the kind of the tease of turning on him on Wednesday.
I think all those guys too, though, are very aware of their subtle teases that they're doing. Like they know what will trip people up, and it still seems kind of base level to me. Like it could probably go either way, but I feel like it's just going to be something completely different. Them knowing what people, I mean, all you have to do is get on Reddit to figure out what people think is going to happen, and then just give them something different. It's like the easiest form of entertainment.
Yeah, it's just swerve, bro. I think we're probably going to get some sort of injury, some kayfabe injury or something in the 0 hour tag match before the pay-per-view. There's going to be something that throws a wrench in the plans there. That there's a reason that match is there. I don't think that they should really go all in, on them really turning on each other for a minute. I think there's more legs in this.
Yeah, I think
I totally agree. That was what I was going to say. Like, there's a lot of life left in this.
Yeah, like I've liked all the segments they've done. I wish they would. If anything, I wish there was less of it on TV to make you want more of it. To do the backstage like vignette segment where they're going to like a trampoline park or playing video games or going to a bar or whatever. That's cool, but you don't need to follow it up directly with an in-ring segment every week. Like, give me one of those things. Yeah, I don't know. They're a little ham-fisted with things when they see it getting popular sometimes. Tony's a mark for certain guys. Surprise. All In yesterday has surpassed the WrestleMania 32 paid attendance record of 80,709, now with 80,846. Kind of a big deal. That being said, WrestleMania 40 is selling like hotcakes. Like pretty much most of the tickets that were on sale yesterday went, minus a few of the platinum and premium seating things. So that should be really cool. Should be cool to see that crowd for an AEW event. I wonder if they'll change their staging at all, if they'll do something different or special, or if they'll just keep kind of the same basic setup that they usually had, maybe the collision stage or something.
Gosh, if I hope it's something special. If there was ever a time to pony up the money for a special set or something, this would be it.
Yeah, you won't have to transport it all the way to the UK either. Just have it built there.
Have it built and stored there.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a stadium and I'm sure storage over there somewhere. Tony does, but I'm excited to see it. I'm excited to see what they do. Kind of hoping for a more of an old school kind of WWF stage. I feel like they used to go out for all their pay-per-views. They would have a special stage with just over the top staging, and that's what I would like to see, is something kind of over the top. I'm tired of LED paints at this point.
Yeah, it would be nice to see some creativity. Really, we only see a lot of creativity with Mania anymore.
Yeah,
that's unfortunate, but what can you do?
No, that is huge though.
Yeah, I'm excited. I can't believe that's next week.
Wrestling is so healthy right now. The business is so healthy. It's good to see.
It is. I'm glad Cody finally talked about this, because this doesn't get really talked about enough, and maybe glossed over a bit, is the fact that he did this in general. So if you remember when Cody Rhodes did the flaming table spot in AEW, he commented on it. The other one was me defined as a person trying to get you to watch the alternative product. It wasn't about being cheered or being booed. It was, please, when I'm on the channel, turn on the channel, because every viewer counts for this company, and I don't want to blow it. I wanted to be a leader and help lead the team there. Was it a great decision? No. Did a lot of people try to help make it better? Yes. Yeah, he had some pretty bad burns on his back when he did this.
Yeah, I didn't think it was necessary, and it was pretty dangerous, man.
Yeah,
It
it was
was
too
like-
much. Even the spot through it.
Yeah.
Very much like the quintessential try hard moment of AEW of Cody. Like he comes out and
He had
has
a
that.
lot.
You see something on his back. You're like, is that flame retardant gel?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I think I see where this is going.
It was rough. I mean, you had that moment. You had him doing the moonsault off the top of the cage, which was effing insane. Honestly,
He was doing that on the Indies.
Yeah,
even
he did that a
before
couple
the
times.
original All In.
and that AEW cage is even taller than that. And he's just way too big to be doing that shit.
Big boy.
Wild days of Cody that you'll never see again. You'll never see him do something this batshit crazy in WWE.
It is.
I don't
very
know,
strange.
dude. He wrestled with that torn with a torn pec like a year ago.
Yeah.
That was the most batshit crazy thing I think I've ever fucking seen. I can't watch that match again. It bothers me too much.
It's so
yeah.
wild to see how better he fits into WWE. It's just the exact same character, and it didn't really fit in AEW, but then it totally fits in WWE. It's wild.
It is the same character, but that is not exactly true. In AEW, he had all this bullshit dressing around him that made people generally not like him. He had the arm, and he had one thing that nobody liked in AEW.
If you say
honestly,
Brandy,
I believe it's the reason he got booed, and it's Brandy.
it's not
People
Brandy.
People hated Brandy.
Weirdo.
Kyle,
You hate Brandy.
Kyle,
you hate this particular
every
woman.
AEW fan hates Brandy because she did nothing. She served no purpose, and she literally canceled like planned gimmick after planned gimmick midway through them, and there was never a finality to it, including the last time that she was on TV. She was supposed to be setting up a fight with the MMA guy Dan and Maria Schaefer, I think, right? And then nothing ever
Paige
happened.
Van Zandt?
Yeah, Paige Van Zandt. Remember when she was crazy and like making girls shave their heads, and then like Kong was keeping the hair around her stomach after
What does
she
that
cut
have
it
to do
off?
with Cody?
Because no, it's her. People hated her, and it got Cody booed. It's
I don't know.
obvious.
I
What's
don't
the
see the
difference?
correlation.
What's the difference, Kyle? What's the difference?
One
between
is
there?
a woman named Brandy, and another is a man named Cody. There's two different people here.
Yeah, you smear shit all over something.
I
and
really
guess what?
really think that the issue is the audience. I think that the WWE audience is a different pro wrestling audience
for sure.
than a lot of I think if Cody was doing his shtick that he's been doing the last year in WWE, in AEW, people would boo the shit out of him because that's not what they want in AEW.
I think some of it, yes. And Cody also booked himself onto an island for whatever reason in AEW. It's not a one-for-one same thing, is all I'm saying. And I think Brandy is a big part of that. Like, if you watch Cody entrances with Brandy and without Brandy in AEW, they're completely different. People there especially, I think for the AEW audience, hated her. Like they just grew to hate her for whatever reason. Maybe because she was an awful wrestler. But anyway, she's your fighter.
I had to see that coming.
Bad taste. Anyway, looks like long-term plans are for Damian Priest to be out of the Judgment Day faction. I'm guessing it's going to lead to feud with him and Finn. I don't like Damian Priest at all.
No, I like Damian Priest. I don't like these kind of stories where it's just like
atrocious.
Well, this is the plan. According to who? Dave. Who's talking to Dave? I don't trust these people.
Kyle, it's a part of wrestling.
I want Judgment Day. I want Judgment Day to stay together forever.
I don't think does Dave even have any sources in WWE anymore? Heyman, I guess.
I'm sure he's got some people ratting to him. Some lower level person that's barely on the card that hears things in the wind, or a writer. This seems to be the plan. I mean, they did put the Money in the Bank on him, and Finn's been feuding for the world title, so this makes sense. The best time to break up a faction is when they're at the height of their popularity. If you go with what Triple H says, that's how they broke up DX, and probably with Judgment Day as well.
We will see. I like Damian Priest.
I don't know. Like I didn't like him in ROH, and he just does nothing for me. For whatever reason. There's a thing that came out earlier this week in the PW Torch. When CM Punk first returned, here I'll click into it so I can read all of this. When CM Punk first returned earlier this summer after his hiatus, Tony Khan stood up backstage in grill position with his headset on and started pumping his fist and chanting CM Punk enthusiastically. That was a quote that came out earlier, a little story. And then according to Dave Meltzer, from that point on, most of the top talent recognized that it was best to keep quiet about anything involving Punk because it was a fight that served no purpose to get into. Basically, Tony is a mark for CM Punk. Kind of weird. Kind of unsurprising.
Yeah, it's we've known this for a year. I mean, that Punk wasn't fired after Brawl Out last year is that no one has lost their job apparently.
Yeah, Ace Steel apparently got back pay. He was rehired and got back pay. Must be nice.
Yeah, I mean the thing is, it's predictable as to where this is going to go. There'll be some more drama. Something will blow up in some dramatic fashion or another. At some point, he will not be friends with FTR, and he will shit talk them to death.
Ooh.
And they'll be on the Colt Cabana shit list. And
want
the world keeps spinning, on its axis, just over and over.
It'll be over this gun charge.
I want very badly for this to not pan out, for Cash Wheeler to be able to go to All In, and then just as a desperate move at the 0 hour, or not the event part, but anyway, I want CM Punk to have to join FTR and face the Bucks. I think that'd be hilarious. That would get me to buy the pay-per-view, outright. It's just like, oh, surprise, I'm going to be in this match now and we're going to do this.
I mean, there is you've got All In, and then you've got All Out the next weekend. So
yeah.
You don't have anything booked for that second pay-per-view. Are things going to roll from that to that? Are we going to see a clear kind of line?
Oh, is it going to be a night 2, you think?
I mean, it's on one Sunday to the next Sunday. One's in London, one's in Chicago, and Chicago's not sold out yet.
That would be interesting.
You could set something up if you want to put more wind in the sails of Bucks versus FTR. You could give a great match and then have CM Punk get involved somehow. I don't know. I doubt that's going to happen at this point. It doesn't seem like those two sides are coming together with everything that comes out in the media. Then again, maybe it's just an elaborate work. Who knows, brother? Who knows?
If it's an elaborate work, it's really stupid because everyone has come out of this looking terrible.
Yeah, it's not good. It's not good.
It's definitely not capitalizing on it if it's a work. That's the only thing that would tell me it's not a work at this point. No one's trying to make money off.
Yeah.
Not T-shirts being sold.
Especially not now.
Yeah.
I'm sure they could sell T-shirts after if they started doing something and they could play off all of it. I don't know. We'll see. This Wednesday, we had a couple familiar faces at Dynamite. Former WCW World Champion David Arquette, former Lana, Mira's wife, and Summer Rae were there. Would you like to see any of these people in AEW?
No.
CJ Perry
No?
would be cool.
None of them?
It'd be cool to see
Summer Rae wasn't bad. I was a bigger fan of Summer Rae than CJ Perry. So go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's all I got. So
I would take
like a side character to Miro, and then eventually have her own things going on in the women's division.
Yeah. David
I would
Arquette
have her manage
David
Miro.
Arquette, so I'm guessing he was just there for a visit, but he's probably been on the show before, hasn't he? He's been on most of them.
Yeah. He's not been on AEW. I don't think he's been on TV for a match or anything like that. That'd be cool. I want Tony to do an ultimate gimmick match during Christmas, have a Home Alone tie-in somehow, and then have that be a type of match. Since we got the Texas Chainsaw Massacre match this week, which is
I was wondering when you were going to bring that up. I did watch that.
Let's talk about that for a second. We'll take it off of this. That was wild. It was bad. It was good. It was pure gaga. But it's fun. Apparently, they got $100,000 for that.
Every wrestling promotion that has ever existed has had good moments. Well, maybe not every wrestling promotion has had good moments, but most of them. And then there's the shit moments in every company, whether it's WWE or WCW or whatever. And it's not a wrestling show if you don't occasionally have something like this that they can put on the reels and be like, wow, this was bad and wild, wasn't it?
I had read that like Warner Brothers Discovery was thrilled with it.
Look, I'm here for, as long as they don't do shit like that all the time, I'm here for the every once in a while.
What was the crowd reaction like? I didn't actually watch it. It sounded like I scrolled past it on Twitter and then didn't even.
It got better once they got in the ring.
Yeah.
At
the internet reaction wasn't great at all, unsurprisingly.
Just hearing Tony Schiavone, Leatherface.
There's Leatherface in Memphis.
Yeah, I was going to say there was a Leatherface in Memphis. Not his first time in a wrestling ring. I did watch Texas Chainsaw Massacre last night as it was the 50th anniversary of the movie's event.
Did you play the game?
No, have not played the game yet.
Yeah, I need to download that on Game Pass. It's free, so why not? I'm sure it's going to be like all those horror games, but Texas Chainsaw Massacre themed.
Love it, man. Yeah, this was bad, and in the best way. And it got me thinking, because I was like, what does this remind me of? My first thought was Sting and RoboCop. And then I realized that Warner Brothers owns RoboCop. So Sting's last match, I think it could happen.
I would love that.
Would you want to see a Sting and RoboCop reunion?
I would watch the shit out of that. Yeah. I love both things. Yeah. I love both things. I would buy that for $1, Justin.
Good.
Would RoboCop come out with like the Surfer Sting paint?
Oh, yeah.
Or at least, I mean, partially visible.
Just on the mask, yeah.
Yeah.
I want him to come out at Wembley for the save with Darby. RoboCop comes out.
Yes.
We got Joker Sting.
If we're getting Leatherface on the show, I don't see why we can't have RoboCop.
We got Leatherface and we got Joker Sting on the same show.
That's right. Yeah.
Why? Who knows?
Anyway. These days.
Let's see here. What else we got? Check this out. Just look at this. Will Ospreay is a gosh dang magician. That's all I'm saying.
It's very flippy.
It's very flippy. What did you think about him and Jericho's setup this week?
It's fine. It's not a match I'm super excited about, honestly. I think, I don't know. I guess Jericho does tend to, bring it out when he has to these days, but I don't know. I don't know if it's something tells me just the styles won't really mesh, but maybe that's just I don't know.
Maybe it's a younger Jericho.
Yeah.
I feel like something I will say about the All In card. It's a lot of multi-man matches. There's not a lot of singles happening on it at all.
How all these big cards go. Honestly, for the biggest wrestling show attendance of all time, it's kind of a disappointing card, if I'm being honest.
A lot of it doesn't. It feels like it was just booked here in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, and I'm sure there'll be lots of good matches on it. I'm sure there will be, but the build to it has been kind of like that build to Forbidden Door. Just the first Forbidden Door, just not great.
Yeah, and there's been some I think potholes in the way. I think we were probably going to get a Mercedes Monet on this and a few other things. We were supposed to get Bryan Danielson. There's a lot of things that were supposed to happen that have kind of been reworked. They've been a little bit snake bitten for the big things, but
they're lucky.
I'm sure it'll be good. Huh?
Yeah, I believe. Wasn't it supposed to be Omega Brian 3 at All In?
Yeah, I think that was talked about, which would have been immediately great. The Elite, Golden Elite versus Bullet Club Gold would be fun. I wish there was more.
I'm sorry, do you mean the Golden
built to it.
the Golden Hung Elite?
Did you see the Hung Buck shirts that they made?
No.
I'll see if I can pull that up. It might get us banned from YouTube, actually. I'll send it to you in the chat. If you haven't seen it, look up the Hung Buck shirts from being the Elite. They're funny. Anyway, story came out. Maybe true, maybe not. It's about my least favorite referee in wrestling, Aubrey Edwards. Jake Lors, lead singer of the band August. What?
Running theme here. All the problems he's got with these female.
Have you seen Aubrey Edwards?
Yeah.
She looks like a fucking robot during the middle of matches, and she tries to draw attention on herself. Nobody once in the history of wrestling has paid to watch a fucking referee. They pay to watch wrestlers. Jesus Christ. Anyway, Jake Lors, lead singer of the band August Burns Red, spoke about how Aubrey Edwards was shocked when he didn't know who she was at a record signing. Full quote below. Yeah, it was crazy, man. We were doing a signing, and this crazy lady comes up and gets me to sign an album for her. She said, she then says, "You don't recognize me, do you?" And I replied to her, "Not really. No, should I?" In which she replied, "I'm Aubrey Edwards. I think she said her name was." And I said to her, "Who?" "Sorry, I don't know that name." In which she goes, "I'm a wrestling referee, maybe one of the most famous in the business. You really haven't seen me before?" And I said to her, "Sorry, I haven't watched WWE in a few years, if I'm being honest. I'm a wrestling fan, but I've just been busy." And she laughed and said, "WWE, I'm not in that garbage. I'm in AEW. You really need to check it out and see for yourself what we're doing over there. It'll get you back into wrestling, I promise you." And I laughed and said, "Have a nice day, lady." And as she was walking off, she turns around and says, "What are you laughing at?" Before the event security eventually moved her along because she'd been there for a ton of time. She'd basically taken 5 minutes. She's pretty insane. Yeah, so that's creepy. That being said, I don't know who August Burns Red.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know
any
who
of the
this guy
people.
is.
I don't know any of the people we're talking about outside of Aubrey Edwards.
Some guy from a band I've never heard of had a weird interaction with Aubrey Edwards. Okay.
Yeah.
I guess she's a dick. I don't know. I don't know what to say. I guess I can cancel her in my heart.
Nah, she's a robot. I don't need to see her on TV. Anyway.
She's a pioneer, man. She seems like a nice lady.
She seems nice, but do less. WWE has filed trademarks for the following ECW-related event names: CyberSlam, Barely Legal, Massacre on 34th Street. This is interesting to see. They've been letting lots of their trademarks and copyrights for old things kind of fall away. I think they're being a little bit smarter about it because AEW and Cody at one point started filing for these trademarks.
Yeah, I'm sure someone's going to snatch up Barely Legal.
Yeah, I can't see WWE running a show called Barely Legal. I could see CyberSlam. CyberSlam feels like they could do a fun NXT kind of gimmick pay-per-view called CyberSlam. That's where they do. That's where they do the fun gimmick pay-per-views these days. Where we get in your house and Halloween Havoc and all that. They do it in NXT. Great American Bash.
They're still seriously doing Fyter Fest, which always throws me. Like, it's a joke based off of like a meme at this point of an event that never actually happened, and they're just continuing it. Like, AEW's principles on pay-per-views are so weird to me.
Well, it wasn't a pay-per-view. It was a specially tagged Dynamite.
Yeah.
There's a difference.
They're events.
And the proceeds went to, what was it, Wounded Warrior or something like that? Okay. Here's just a cool Eddie Guerrero versus Too Cold Scorpio match from 1995. I thought it was fun. You didn't see wrestling like this at the time, and this is just friggin' insane. I wish you got to see this Too Cold Scorpio in WWF at the time, but I don't think you ever really got the chance.
Do you think he's the case of he's his own worst enemy, because I really feel like he was so talented and you never hear anyone talk about him really. Like, I feel like he should have more of a legacy for as unique and stuff as he was. Like, I feel like he should be talked about like Rob Van Dam is talked about, but he's not. Do you think it's his own doing?
I think a bit of his own doing, and I think he got tagged with like just a bad gimmick when he came in. I love the gimmick. I think Flash Funk's fantastic, and the Funkettes. I won't have anybody say a bad word about them. But,
I like Flash Funk. Yeah.
I don't think other people feel the same way. And then other things he did were just kind of overshadowed by bigger names in ECW. But he was probably one of their best in-ring competitors.
I remember seeing him in early WCW too, and just like even as a kid seeing him, like I didn't see anyone else back then doing that kind of stuff. Like, and you weren't seeing that, until ECW started bringing some of those guys in. He felt so unique back in 91 or 2 or whenever he was coming through there.
Yeah, and this work right here is better than anybody else was doing in 1995, probably. Interesting stats here. Roman Reigns, 29 title defenses in 1,081 days. That's 37.27 days on average per defense. Orange Cassidy, 29 title defenses in 308 days. It's 10.6 days average defense. I think Orange Cassidy's been fun. I think it's been a nice run. Can't compare the two, really. But it is interesting to see how they've used Roman Reigns and how he hasn't necessarily wrestled all that much in his.
I honestly think Roman Reigns wrestles exactly the amount of time he should. I think that he shows up, and that they've found a good way to keep the story going even when he's not there through the bloodline and all that.
Yep.
Orange Cassidy, has been great this year. I think that they're trying to build the international title as their intercontinental title, their workhorse title. And I think he's been a pretty good guy to do that. He's very over, and he puts on fun matches. And they're not the same level. I mean, Roman Reigns is the most popular guy of the generation, and Orange Cassidy's great. I love Orange Cassidy.
Would you call Roman Reigns the most popular guy of the generation? Do you think he's actually the most popular
of this era? Yes.
Yeah.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And
I feel like people either like him or hate him. I think he's divisive.
Yeah, they'd like the same thing about John Cena, and I would define a solid 10 years of WWE history as the John Cena era.
And people know
a lot of that time
half
the crowd hated him.
At the very least, they're going to know that's The Rock's cousin.
You got to get a.
Give it a few more years till he transitions to movies.
Yeah, I agree.
We'll go from one guy with veneers to another guy with veneers and Cody. Those smiles are haunting.
Yeah, pretty much anyone with like that disposable income, I feel like these days has them.
It's just an odd smile too. Especially watching the Cody documentary, and you see like the difference in his face before and after those things. But interesting, after the Texas Chainsaw Massacre match, Jeff Hardy has now been beaten by Jeff Jarrett in WWE, TNA, and AEW.
I would like to use this to talk once again about episodes of Superstars from 1994. Because it dawned on me this week how much Jarrett has been part of the wrestling culture for so long, because in the same week I watched Jeff Jarrett in this Texas Chainsaw Massacre match, and I watched another forgotten storyline from 1994, the legendary Jeff Jarrett Doink feud, in which
I followed Doink's career pretty heavily.
The preview image on Peacock of this episode, it's the segment, I don't know if you remember this, Eddie, where Jeff Jarrett dresses up as Doink, and he comes out and he like assaults Dink, and he like smashes him with pies, and then he takes the wig off, and it's Jeff Jarrett. And the preview picture on Peacock is this just horrifying image of just Jeff Jarrett's face in the Doink makeup with the golden hair, and I had to every time I would turn on my Apple TV, it was like continue watching, and it was this horrifying Jeff Jarrett Doink face that was greeting me, and I thought, man, I've been watching Jeff Jarrett do this shit for a long time. Yep, there it is.
He was very young, apparently.
Very young.
Did not realize that he has an old face.
Yeah.
He does. But I'm really confused here, Justin.
Okay.
How do you spell Jeff Jarrett?
Well, Eddie, you want to get a pen and write this down, okay? Grab me a writing utensil.
I don't know why people lick pens.
You ready? Everyone ready?
Yeah.
Now that's J-E double F J-A double R-E double T. That's double J. Jeff Jarrett.
Are there any is there any punctuation in between these?
No,
Dollars.
just between the space between the two words.
There's a doink.
Are any
Maybe a dink.
ahs in there?
Maybe ha ha, ain't I great?
There you go. That's what I wanted. Oh boy.
And
anyway,
that's the Jeff Jarrett bit.
he needs to bring this back. This is gonna horrify me.
Yeah,
for the-
appropriate time.
Just
this
my next
image
one
haunted me for like 2 days until I made it through that episode of Superstars and it finally went away.
In fact, I'm just gonna save this here
Yeah.
just for later. For reasons. Just a bit of information for you guys. According to
Jesus Christ.
Eric Bischoff, he confirmed this week which member of the McMahon family is the better kisser. You'll know he's kissed both Stephanie and Linda, and he said Linda is the better kisser.
I believe that.
Maybe it's because it was creepy that this old man was kissing a baby and Stephanie at the time. I don't know.
It's even creepier that Vince McMahon
Wanted it.
wanted this to happen, so it happened.
And he had him do it in their house, I think, is where this was filmed.
Yeah.
Like when he kissed her.
Yeah. There's a lot
Like
of
you
weird
take
shit.
away the amount of money that he had, and it's just abuse.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, if it wasn't a paid production that was being aired on TV, it was probably abuse.
Just a camcorder. Yeah, no, this is a problem.
I think this
He
is
would
illegal.
get canceled. You can't. That's assault, man.
Get arrested.
You can't just come up and start kissing somebody.
No, not then, not now.
That's true. That is true.
Oh, damn it! More punk.
Just for Kyle. You're welcome. Welcome, Kyle.
It's not for
and
me,
Mark-
buddy. I'm just
is.
here for you, for as long as it takes you to.
I want you to know everything about Punk. And I'm going to include more Punk on every episode you're in.
I want
An
you
argument
to
took place.
distill these down to like the top 10. Your top 10.
We may have to do
Scuttlebutts.
that.
We'll see. An argument took place near the start of AEW collision between CM Punk and Jack Perry over an issue that many took with a planned spot of Perry's where he wanted to use real glass for a backstage segment. I think we can all agree here that Punk was in the right to try to talk him out of using real glass. This insane man. Why would you do that?
Yeah, don't do that. That's stupid.
Not even Moxley is using real glass.
No, don't use real glass.
Yeah, that's dumb. Anyway,
Ask Goldberg. Didn't he punch through a real car window because it was like it wasn't the gimmicked one, and he sliced the shit out of his arm and almost died.
well, he just decided to punch through it. I don't even think one was supposed to be gimmicked. He's just stupid.
Well, I won't argue that he's stupid, but I do think I think he punched the wrong window.
Oh, I thought he was just punching a window.
Maybe I'm misremembering that.
We'll have to look this up.
But he definitely punched a window.
Yeah. Broke
He
his
did.
hand.
It almost killed himself. It cut him bad.
Yeah.
It didn't cut like an artery.
Yes, it
Yeah,
did. Yeah,
it
it
was
cut
bad.
him really bad.
Eric Bischoff said recently he believes NXT will beat AEW in viewership this summer. at some point in time, NXT is going to outperform Dynamite, and they're within about 100,000 viewers or less. I predicted it would happen this summer, and I'm going to stick with that. It's been close. Like NXT's apparently gotten a lot better here in the last bit, and they're like the 700,000 mark, I think, on Tuesdays.
Yeah.
And AEW's been around the 800 to 900.
I hear good things about the wrestlers. Carmelo Hayes.
Yeah.
Ivan. No. He starts with an I.
I'll Dragunov.
Yes.
Yeah. NXT has really found its voice. I think it has reinvented itself successfully. I think it was, those early years of AEW weren't a golden era for NXT. I don't think, but they've really sort of been able to reinvent themselves, and I think a lot of the credit is Shawn Michaels, who's running the show, and plus I think that they've done a really good job of moving people back and forth between the shows, like Dominic and Rhea showing up on NXT, giving rubs to those guys down there. But also, if you don't have time to watch NXT, it's not really going to take away. I mean, he did win the North American Championship and all that, but
that's a cool looking championship.
It gets it's one of my favorite, maybe my favorite.
One of the best in WWE.
Yeah. I think the only better modern belt would be the UK Championship that doesn't exist anymore. But anyway,
True.
No, I think I've always been an NXT mark for years and years. I always root for NXT, and I think they're doing good.
You're still watching.
So I don't watch every week. It's NXT is one of those ones, like if I have the time, because I really do try to keep up these days with the main shows, and so I devote a lot of time to wrestling every week, and not including having superstars on in the background. I'm trying to watch Raw and SmackDown. I'm trying to watch Dynamite and Collision. There's some weeks I don't do all that, but after those shows, if I still have time, but I always go out of my way to watch the big shows, and kind of keep up with, if I hear there's a particularly good match, kind of keep up with it on social media. So that's sort of.
I admire your dedication. I admire your dedication. It's a lot.
I do it for the people,
The true People's Champ. You need to change your name. The People's Undisputed. It's the old quiz match champ.
Well, you're the name changer.
That's the longest title ever.
Yeah, well, we'll just keep adding on to it. I'll be like Daenerys Targaryen after a while.
Oh goodness.
King of the Andals.
Oh goodness. Here we go. Only a couple more. These are the last 4 people to pin Roman Reigns. That's Shane McMahon, Eric Rowan, Baron Corbin, and Jey Uso.
Didn't Xavier Woods pin him too?
I don't know. I don't.
That's the running line I keep hearing him say on Raw and stuff, or wherever he's at.
I think he has, but I don't think he was one of the last.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a pretty funny group of people.
Yeah, what an odd list. There's only one of these people that makes sense.
Oh god, it's giving me flashbacks to that 2019 Roman Reigns Baron Corbin feud that would never fucking end. The one with the dog food.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it
that was the golden
on for 6 months. 2019 was the shits in WWE. 2018, 2019 were pretty shit. Looking back on it.
Yeah.
Wasn't great. Great. So, I guess if you've watched SmackDown, this is not really news here. It looks like Edge possibly has wrestled his last match in WWE. At least he's wrestled his last contracted match. His trainer had been saying that this is going to probably be his last match. Do you think this is him being done completely? Do you think he's just done in WWE? Do you think he's still going to wrestle in WWE? What do you think's left for Edge or Adam Copeland?
I don't think this is going to end up being his last match. It was a really great match. I was waiting for an angle at the end that didn't come. So I kind of went into the show being like, okay, well, this isn't the end, but this is probably the beginning of the end. right? Like we're gonna start this retirement angle, and something will happen, and you know, in true Edge fashion, he'll get concertoed and be out for until the Royal Rumble. But it didn't happen, so I think he's got. I can't see him not coming back. I think it's too perfect for him to come back for maybe one last match at WrestleMania. But if this is it, man, hell of a run.
I think it's bad timing, his return. I don't think they got to use him the way they could have, and then he got hurt. And that's unfortunate. I am really happy to see some of the matches he had. I think him and Randy put on a hell of a match at WrestleMania under not the best circumstances. I'm glad he's getting to go out on his own terms this time. He looks like he truly has a lot of fun out there. Seems to be like a pretty solid dude these days by all accounts. I wouldn't mind if this is just him being done at WWE. If he did get to do something with Christian in AEW, I think that'd be nice to see those guys get to like call it a day together, or at least have that one last moment. We got to see them kind of face to face there in the Rumble when Edge returned, but you didn't get like that ENC finale like you'd want. And I think it would be interesting to see Edge outside of WWE.
Well, you got to see
exactly who he could be.
You got to see Christian return for that Rumble that was in Thunderdome, which just was great, but a little bit forgettable because no one wants to remember the Thunderdome.
Well,
I don't think
there
he's
was
going to go to AEW.
That was the Rumble before the Thunderdome.
No, that was Thunderdome. Yeah, they were in the Thunderdome when Christian returned, but he was only there for like one match. He was just there for the Rumble, and then he went off to AEW, I believe.
No, it was in front of people. Pretty sure. Or no, it was Thunderdome, wasn't it? Jesus.
Yeah, right.
It was Thunderdome. Jesus.
Yeah.
That's awful.
Trust me.
It needs to happen. What if it happens at All In?
I don't see them like I would bet more money that WWE strikes up a deal to get Christian back in WWE for at least one match of Mania appearance.
You can't when he's under contract.
I mean, I think they could very easily call up Tony Khan and be like, "What dollar amount? You got it there." It doesn't like you're not taking.
They balked it.
Edge isn't going to go to WWE. I don't believe that.
He was going to let them have Billy Gunn for the DX reunion.
Yeah.
And all he asked is that they put on the Cryon Billy Gunn appearing courtesy of AEW, All Elite Wrestling. WWE wouldn't do it.
Oh yeah,
ain't gonna happen. Not especially not with Vince there.
I wouldn't put it past them to have just not thought of a thing for Edge as like a last thing. Maybe just hope that he's too much of a junkie for wrestling to just want to sign a new contract. And then they probably wouldn't build a whole pay-per-view around him. But it did seem like Toronto meant a lot to him. That like he wanted this match in particular, and that was probably his main interest in going out and having that match and call. If that was going to be it, then he could be happy with it, just despite it being on SmackDown or something like that. But I wouldn't put it past him either, just to have him as an event at WrestleMania for maybe a number of years.
Maybe it depends on what he wants to do. He is about 50.
Yeah.
And lucky we got him for any more time after this. So it'll be. I'm really interested to see what they do with him and if anything comes of this in general. All right. Well, we don't have any more news. No more CM Punk news, Kyle. Are you happy?
I'm curious. I've been left in the dark about the theme. I was asked, Justin, were you asked to provide some sort
Everybody
of...
was asked.
You didn't ask Kyle?
I did ask Kyle. So let's get into the meat of it here. So this week, I asked everybody on Blue Board Cage, including people that aren't here, to provide me a simple thing. Give me the title of a hypothetical debut record by a wrestler, the title of it, and the genre. because we live in 2023 and we've got technology all around us. We've got Skynet basically brewing on the internet. And what did I want to do? I want to take all this information, I'm going to slap it into some AI. I want to create a little content and see what a marketing pitch, a video would be for these hypothetical records. And I thought it might be fun. The first one was submitted by the 123 Chris. The record is from Stone Cold Steve Austin, and it's country. It's called Mudhole Stompin'. And here's what Skynet brewed up for us, guys. I hope you're ready. I'm going to share it here.
Chat GPT or something? There's a whole video?
Worse. It's a whole video.
The whole last video. They take for the eye stock.
You guys ready?
This is why we're protesting, guys. I can't be a part of this. I can't hear it.
Can you guys not hear it?
No.
Justin, can you hear it?
No.
Okay, you got to let me know because I can't tell if you guys can't hear it.
I can't.
One moment. Share audio in the tab. Let's do window. Might have to do it a different way. Tell me if you can hear it this time. Can you hear it now?
No.
Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Talk amongst yourselves.
Hey, Kyle, how you doing?
I'm doing good, Justin. How you doing?
Oh, I'm pretty good.
Yeah.
You know, having a pretty chill Saturday.
Yeah.
Picked up some groceries.
Oh. You get a couple of avocados?
Yeah, actually. A couple avocados. Got some fruit, some mango.
Oh. I just got
strawberries.
Let me just be real with you for a minute. I just got a Soda Stream.
Oh,
Game changer.
really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because I've been pounding LaCroix like some sort of Mormon frat boy, and and I was like, it's time to level up, and so I've been doing the Soda Stream and just getting like real fruit, fresh produce and stuff, and so I've been cutting up some limes and lemons,
Nice.
and mix them in there, some orange slices. Haven't done coffee yet, but I heard coffee.
Don't explode yourself.
It's great. You get a little stevia. Ooh.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
like make a healthy Sprite.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Isn't stevia bad for you in some way? Doesn't it like make you impotent or something?
They're all bad for you in some way.
Impotent?
There's some. I think so. There's some sort of side effect. Anyway, this is Stone Cold Steve Austin's country record debut, Mudhole Stompin'. Let's see if you guys can hear this one. Maybe.
Hello, bro.
Country echoes in the background as we embark on a journey like no other. We're talking about Stone Cold Steve Austin, a legendary figure who traded wrestling ring ropes for guitar strings. From laying out opponents with stunners to strumming heart-stirring ballads, Stone Cold's journey is a testament to the power of reinvention. After hanging up his boots, he plunged into the world of music, surprising us all. And that's
There
the
he
bottom
is.
line, because Stone Cold said so. From the Texas Rattlesnake comes the Texas Rattlesnake Blues. It's the sound of the ring meeting the rhythm of the range, the unique blend of wrestling themes intertwined with the soul of country music that makes Mudhole Stompin' a unique beast in the music world. This is an album that mirrors the authenticity of Stone Cold Steve Austin's life experiences reflected in the raw and real lyrics. The variety of songs is as diverse as Austin's wrestling moves, from the heart-wrenching notes of the broken glass ballad that echo the trials of the ring, to the upbeat tempo of cold beer and honky-tonks, a celebration of the simple pleasures beyond the wrestling arena. With tracks like Ring Rattles and Country Saddles and Austin 316 Love Song, it's clear that this album is a journey through the life of a wrestling legend, set to the beat of country music. This ain't just an album, it's a Stone Cold experience. Raise hell and Praisedale, because this record ain't like any other. Stone Cold Steve Austin's debut record, Mudhole Stompin', is an uncompromising blend of country twang and wrestling swagger. The raw emotion in Austin's voice resonates with every chord, and his lyrics strike a chord with wrestling fans and country music lovers alike. Mudhole Stompin' is more than just an album. It's a celebration of life, love, and the pursuit of the perfect body slam. So crack open a cold one, sit back and get ready for mudhole stomping, because that's the bottom line.
Life, love, and the pursuit. Perfect body slam, guys.
Talking about
Are you
illegal
all ready
channels,
for
the amount
Buckles?
of iStock video, there's just, I can barely see past the iStock.
You don't need to worry about the video. It's really the words, Kyle. It's the
Oh,
words.
gotcha.
So are you guys
fun.
ready? Did this sell you? This basically a marketing pitch to sell you on mudhole stomping.
Sounds like Bruce Pritchard did the was selling you on that, or at least tweeting about it.
Maybe good old JR.
All right. So what do you want to hear next? Are you ready for some jazz, or would you rather have a little bit of rap?
I like jazz.
Jazz, all right. Well,
Yeah.
we're gonna go over to. I don't even know how to describe this. This is a David Modulewski, the Weatherman special here. It's his submission. Let me get it pulled up. Hope you guys are enjoying this weird thing we're doing here. This is a jazz record by Kevin Nash, titled "Big Sexy."
Big Saxy.
Big sexy. Love it.
Typical play.
In the realm where jazz meets the unexpected, a new rhythm emerges. Picture a world where the roar of the crowd meets the whisper of a saxophone, where power slams dance with jazz, and the spotlight shines as much on a double bass as on a wrestling ring. An unexpected maestro weaves these worlds together, infusing the raw energy of wrestling into the cool, sophisticated grooves of jazz. This is the debut record of a former professional wrestler, the one and only Kevin Nash. Let's delve into the world of this unique record, track by track. Big Daddy Cool's smooth groove is an effortlessly cool blend of jazz rhythms and smooth bass. A true
Somebody needs to ride
auditory
Big Daddy.
delight. Diesel's Velvet Bassline is a track where the bass takes the lead, echoing the wrestler's strength and power. Powerbomb Pizzazz and Jackknife Jazzy Jam are unique mixes of dynamic beats and smooth jazz
Jazzy
notes.
Jam.
NWO Noir and Nash's Midnight Serenade
Noir.
transport you to a smoky jazz club in the heart of the city. Laying down the slamming chords and Big Sexy's swinging session are melodious journeys filled with unexpected turns. Slam dunk and
Melodious
blue,
journeys.
saxophone suplex and wrestler's waltz are playful and energetic, while choke slam cha-cha and resurrection of the double bass offer a rhythmic richness. The remaining tracks, from Sexy Strut Suite to Jazzed Up Powerbomb, are a captivating fusion of jazz and wrestling-inspired melodies. Each track is a unique journey, a blend of jazz and the unexpected, just like its creator. This record is more than just music. It's a journey into the unexpected. Let your ears be the referee as the smooth saxophone suplexes wrestle with the velvet bass lines. Each track is a round with surprises waiting at each turn. Get ready to be powerbombed by pizzazz, jackknifed by jazzy jams, and swept off your feet by the slamming chords. Step into the ring of rhythm, feel the pulse of the bass, and let the music of Kevin Nash transport you to a world where jazz and wrestling collide.
So,
This is how I'm going to lose my job.
yeah.
Yeah.
You're like, because Kevin Nash is going to make music.
They're coming
better
for
than
me.
We're capable of.
Yeah.
So are you sold on this? Like, was this better than Stone Cold's country record, Mudhole Stompin'?
Yeah.
You're not convinced. Justin's not convinced. He's just staring.
I thought Kyle was going to say something.
Oh.
He looked like you had something to say.
No.
Kyle is not into this. He's just.
I'm into
lamenting,
it.
the loss of his job.
Yeah, there's that.
All right. Well, we're gonna
Are
get
you
to
striking right now?
No, I'm not part of the guild. Can't even get into the guild.
He's part of the underpaid special effects workers of the world.
Yeah, if the Visual Effects Union, Visual Effects people from Marvel
I
form
was
that
reading
union,
that.
that'd be good.
Yep. I hope that continues going in that direction.
Anyhow,
All right. Here's a picture
Solidarity.
of a man's ass. Amen. I guess that's why Kyle picked the guy that he picked. Anyway, This is a submission by Justy Rhodes. This is for a spoken word record
Mm.
by the one and only Kurt Angle entitled "It's Damn True." So let's get
A William
Intensity
Shatner
isn't just something you possess, it's something you unleash. Welcome to Kurt Angle's debut spoken word record, where raw energy and passion fuel every word. Listen to Intensity Unleashed and feel the impact. Intensity, after all, is the key to unlocking your true potential. Words have power. They can make you or break you, just like a well-executed ankle lock. In the world of wrestling, an ankle lock can be a game changer. It can incapacitate even the fiercest competitors. But beyond the ring, it's the power of words that truly have the capacity to lock us in or liberate us. And no one knows this better than Kurt Angle. In the track Angle's Verbal Ankle Lock, Kurt's words grapple with the listener. His voice is gripping as his legendary wrestling moves. He says, "Words are my hold, my grip on the world." It's a vivid reminder
So
of how we
deep.
can navigate life's challenges, not with physical strength, but with the power of our words. Then there's Olympic Monologues, where Kurt revisits his journey to the gold medal. But this
Broken
time,
freaking neck.
it's not about physical prowess. It's about mental resilience. He says, it's not the medal that defines you, but the journey you took to earn it. It's about perseverance, about standing tall in the face of adversity, about the power of words that can inspire and motivate. And who can forget the 3 eyes invocation? Here, Kurt takes us on a journey through his wrestling philosophy of intensity, integrity, and intelligence. He says, intensity is more than a state of mind. It's a commitment to excellence. These words are not just about wrestling, they're about life. It's a testament to the power of words that can shape our actions, our thoughts, and our very being. So whether it's the wrestling ring or the recording studio, Kurt Angle proves that words can be just as potent as a body slam or a suplex. And this record, It's Damn True,
I
is
love
a
body
testament to that power. It's a testament to the power of words that can inspire, motivate,
This guy?
and transform. Remember,
This random
words are
guy
the
at the
most
mic.
powerful force available to humanity. The art of spoken word is much
That's
like wrestling.
transition.
It's about rhythm, timing, and delivering a punch when it matters most. Kurt Angle's
I'm gonna
tracks
get
like
hired to edit
Wrestling
this.
Wisdom Whispers and Mouthpiece of the Mat showcase this parallel beautifully. The Submission Spoken Suite is a testament to the intricate dance of
I love
wrestling and
alliteration.
words. While It's True, It's Damn True, a rhetorical journey, encapsulates the raw power of his
Rhetorical
verbal
journey?
prowess. In spoken word, as in wrestling, it's not just about what you say, it's how you say it. From the wrestling ring to the realm of rhyme, it's been one hell of a journey. Kurt Angle's tracks, From Wrestling Ring to Rhyme, a spoken transition, and anthem of Angle's articulation, showcase his seamless transition to spoken word. It's a new ring, a new battle, but the spirit remains the same. It's true, it's damn true.
Oh, you saw the timer. Like, it's true. It's damn true.
Oh shit!
You waxed poetically too long, AI. Time to wrap it up.
So, what do you think, Kyle? You more afraid for your job after this one?
I just feel like my job is going to shift into getting emailed a 720p video of this. Like, can you make this 4K and take out all the text and rotate it somehow? Like, yeah, I can.
I don't want to, but I'll do it. The voiceovers here are actually pretty good. You can actually I can ask it to change the voices to like a British narrator. Would you prefer a British narrator for the next one?
Is it mine?
Yeah, do you want it to be a British?
No, it's an Americana album.
Do you want it to be a female?
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
Change the. Let's see here. Let me change.
Didn't realize this was
the
weird science.
narrator to. Do you want her to be like with an Australian accent?
Yeah.
I want her to be, what's her name from Weird Science?
Yeah, I want Kelly LeBrock.
Yep, Kelly LeBrock.
I did
Get on it,
pre-order that
AI.
Steelbook this week.
I don't have a
Hang on,
bra to put on my head
It's
for this.
changing it out right now.
It's changing her into Kelly LeBrock.
It changed it to Australian. Kyle, you want to set it up with the name of your record here?
I don't recall exactly what I told you.
Kyle. I asked one
Kyle.
thing from you.
What? Like, am I supposed to remember all my little quips?
Yeah. Yeah.
This is I was asked for a album. It says this is Abe Knuckleball Schwartz's Americana album.
Oh,
Look, it pays the bills, okay? That's what it's called.
I
All
love
right.
the amount of Abe Knuckleball Schwartz content we have on this podcast.
I'm
Well,
enchanted by him.
Kyle wants to be on strike too, just like Abe. Here we go.
Ever wondered how a wrestling ring compares to a music studio? Abe Knuckleball
Australian.
Schwartz's debut track, Diamond Dreams and Open Roads, sets the tone with its laid-back country vibe and
No,
lyrics
what?
about chasing dreams. Abe starts his album with the promise of a journey, both literal and figurative. Diving deeper into the album, we find tracks that resonate with the heart of Americana. Let's start with Knuckleball Serenade. This track echoes the solitude of a long journey, the hum of wheels on an open road, and a love for the game that transcends time and place. Following this, we have Bases Loaded Blues, a soulful number that explores the depths of passion and the weight of expectation. Home Run Homestead and Fastball Freewheelin' further delve into themes of rural life and the connection between the game and the land, while Glove and Guitar Strings and Pitchin' and
Love
Pickin'
and guitar.
offer a harmonious blend of
Pickin'.
sports and music. The last track in this segment, Infield Rag, brings us a lively tune that captures the spirit of the game and the joy of a day out in the field. In these songs,
Why isn't it showing
Schwartz
anything with
effortlessly
baseball?
blends the world of wrestling with the world of music.
I don't.
From the
I'm
Knuckleballer's
not
Lament
Skynet.
to Outfield Oasis, we hear
Ask
a
it.
different side of Schwartz. These tracks reveal an
Hey, Skynet.
introspective Schwartz, a man unafraid to explore the
introspective
highs
Schwartz.
and lows of his unique journey. Wrestling with strings and
Schwartz
wrestling
be
with
with you.
life, his songs resonate with the struggle we all face, yet they also echo the solace we find in our passions. The poignant, soulful sound underscores a narrative of resilience and redemption. In these tracks, Schwartz shows that every journey has its ups and downs. Schwartz brings it home with the final tracks. From bass path ballad to wrestling with strings, these songs encapsulate the spirit of the album, merging his love for wrestling, music, and the open road. Schwartz hits a home run with his debut album, proving that he's as much a musician as he is a wrestler.
Kyle, is this everything you'd hoped for in a Abe Knuckleball Schwartz record?
There's certainly a lot of baseball references, which I appreciate. What did you input into it?
Literally, I said make a 2 to 3 minute video about former professional wrestler Abe Knuckleball Schwartz's debut Americana record titled this, and then it made everything up.
Titled what?
What you said.
This pays the bills. I didn't hear
Yeah.
the album name.
That's up to her. I don't control Skynet. As much as I would like to
You
control
invited
Skynet,
this thing onto our show, so ask it.
I was wondering, did you change the album name to Diamonds?
No, I
Diamonds Are Forever, or whatever it's called.
No, I
Diamonds
didn't
and
change it.
Dugouts. Diamonds.
No, that was no. She's making up song titles. Like
Diamonds
I
in
didn't make
her
any of
eyes.
these song titles up.
Okay.
This lady is giving you the song title, or this robot is giving you the song title, and what they're about, and I guess what they sound like.
Once
So
again, he's playing.
I
a woman,
did very
Justin. You
little.
realize this? You seen the?
Kyle, I'm sorry that you're single.
I want Aubrey Edwards' debut album. I said 2. As a sophomore album.
I think
was
it's
2.
I'm a robot. Look at me. Look at me. Please pay attention to me. Look at me. This one is a rap record by Hulk Hogan called That Doesn't Work For Me, Brother. This is mine. Enjoy.
Ever wondered what happens when wrestling and rap music collide? Enter Hulk Hogan, the larger-than-life wrestling legend known for his flamboyant persona and iconic mustache. But Hogan's latest move is his most unexpected yet. He's trading the wrestling ring for the recording studio, throwing down rhymes instead of opponents. His debut rap album, That Doesn't Work For Me, Brother is a bold fusion of his wrestling legacy and fresh hip-hop beats. So, how did Hulk Hogan, the wrestling icon, fare in the world of rap? Let's dive into the album. The album kicks off with Hulkamania Flow, setting the tone for the rest of the record. This high-energy anthem establishes Hogan's unique blend of wrestling bravado and hip-hop swagger. Rumble in the rhymes and leg drop bars continue this dynamic,
Leg drop
incorporating
bars.
wrestling lingo into catchy, hard-hitting verses. Tracks like Flex and Flexibility and Hulkster's Hype Anthem show off Hogan's ability to create infectious hooks, while Brother Love and Beats and smack-talking swagger provide a more introspective look at the wrestling world. Ring-walking rap and pythons and punchlines are pure fun, filled with clever
Pythons
wordplay
and
and
punchlines
wrestling
is awesome.
references. Thunderslam Groove and Championship Chorus serve as powerful anthems, and Macho Madness Remix pays homage to Hogan's legendary rivalry with Macho Man Randy Savage.
Macho.
Rounds out with tracks like Suplex Serenade and NWO, New World Oratory, showcasing Hogan's lyrical prowess. And lastly, Hollywood Hooks and Verses ties the album together, reflecting on Hogan's journey from wrestling to rap. So has Hulk Hogan successfully brought the energy and theatrics of wrestling to the world of rap? Absolutely. This album brims with wrestling-themed lyrics delivered through Hogan's distinctive rap style. The variety of tracks from Hulkamania Flow to Hollywood Hooks and Verses offers something fresh and exhilarating for both wrestling and rap fans. In conclusion, That Doesn't Work For Me, Brother is a unique fusion of wrestling and rap, proving that Hulk Hogan is not just a wrestling icon, but also a promising rap artist.
These things are unnerving.
What's unnerving about it? Like what's
Just
bothering you?
the way it speaks. Like it's like it's not
British?
quite. No. No, just the way it constructs sentences and ideas is.
I think every
has
single
a
one of
certain
these,
style, and it's very strange.
it seemed like everybody was trading in a wrestling ring for a recording studio.
Uh-huh.
Well, yeah. I did one of these for Kim because she's been working on her like first full-length record, and I gave it a couple prompts, and it was really it put out a very interesting one. I also put in one that was for my debut record that was just a 60-minute long continuous fart, and it was pretty funny too. The video that it came out with it was like a symphony of flatulence, I think was the name of it. So I had a lot of fun the other night.
Technology's wonderful, isn't it?
So what
Yeah,
is the
like-
AI service that you're using for this?
This was called In Video AI. I've been in waiting to get an invite for this for like a few months now, and they finally sent it. So that's what I came up with. That's what I'm using this technology for.
For the good of man.
Yeah. Like so maybe we can do another AI segment one day. Like we can think of another fun thing to do with it.
Maybe we can
maybe
take
it's
a
not
day
about
off
records.
next weekend and just have a whole AI show. We can just
throw
pop up
throw
3 or
shit into it.
4 AI windows and hit record for an hour and a half.
Just animated images of our face that are like clearly weird and doing this a lot.
Like I just
We're
want to
going to be
be
trading the
Matt's,
wrestling ring
bedroom.
for wrestling.
I don't know, Kyle. I think we should trade in the wrestling ring.
A faggy birthday party anyway.
Whoa!
All right, hit it. Let's hope to Christ this works.
California love.
Just in this hole over here.
That's all I got for you, Kyle. I got a couple
Slurs?
a couple.
Cartman
That was
slurs?
Cartman
I
accident.
got a couple slurs for you.
That quote went a little long there. That was an accident. But yeah, what do you think about artificial intelligence? Like I think at one point maybe it'll. I've been watching Corridor Crew, their YouTube channel for special effects guys. They did they just shot stuff on a green screen and turned it into really, really awesome anime using Stable Diffusion, which I thought was pretty amazing. So yeah, I feel like AI is one of those technologies that's just expanding at a rapid pace. It's kind of scary.
All I know is that I've been spending my entire life watching science fiction movies that have warned me about this kind of thing. So I don't really trust it.
As you shouldn't. I mean, it basically gave us reviews for records that don't exist. It lied to us. If we don't know fake news now, what's going to happen when AI is here?
Oh, AI is here.
It's here.
Yeah.
Kind
Oh
of.
well.
Kind of wish I had invested in some of it like a year ago before it exploded and people, billionaires start throwing money into it. I'm going to make money off this thing in one way or another. I wish it was
Should
that.
have gotten
But
on the ground floor.
oh well. I got my integrity.
Integrity.
Because you're forced to. Because
by default,
bored.
integrity by default. It's still integrity.
You missed your opportunity to sell out.
Yeah.
That would be.
Getting to sell out means I have integrity.
Yeah. Forgetting to sell. Oh shit! I should have sold that when I had the chance years ago.
Should have, but I didn't.
Well,
you
I
know
have
why?
Integrity.
Yeah.
You know what?
It's like SLC Punk. I didn't sell out. I bought in.
Bought in.
What can you do? So here we are at the end of another episode. Any last thoughts on AI, the state of wrestling? Cash Wheeler and his mad driving skills.
Yeah, I like wrestling. I like new wrestling. I like old wrestling, and yeah, it's in a good place right now. AI, I don't trust, but also pay people. Just pay people to make your shit. So yeah, wrestling's cool. AEW's doing okay. WWE's doing pretty good. Yeah, thumbs up. I'm going to watch. You'll never guess. Some 1994 superstars.
Nice.
And I'm gonna text you all. I'm gonna let you know whatever comes on. It's probably going to be something involving the $1 Million Man buying Nikolai Volkov and making him wear a tight, shiny $1 Million Man tuxedo shirt.
And it turns out this is also illegal. You can't buy humans.
Yeah, there was several instances of like the $1 Million Man attempting to own a person, like Hercules.
Nobody can hold down Hercules Hernandez. No one.
Nope.
He's Hercules for Pete's sake. How about you, Kyle? You got any parting words for AI, for the world, for wrestling?
I didn't appreciate the Cartman stuff. I don't agree with it.
We'll keep it to a minimum next time.
Thought that was a little below the belt.
Did you get bullied with South Park when you were younger?
The Kyle thing?
Yeah. At least you weren't Kenny. You weren't getting murdered.
There's that. Yeah. But people don't know that. We don't have to get into it. It's fine. Everything's fine.
Come on, express your trauma here, Kyle. We can let it all out here in the final moment.
There was some weird anti-Semitic stuff thrown at me just because my name was Kyle. It was
that does make sense.
Yeah.
That's bad.
Yeah. But other than that, I don't have a big summation for wrestling. I did learn a thing recently. If you stand up too quickly and get a dizzy spell, try clearing your throat or coughing, and it'll get you out of that quicker.
I kind of like it though.
Yeah. There you go. Give the world, I've been doing it.
I'm always trying to get that feel. Like I'm out of bed. Nope.
You stand up and you're like, I actually need to go to a knee now, and like,
I gotta take a knee coach.
Enter another dimension for a half second and wonder if I'm having a stroke.
Yeah,
that's what happened to Colin Kaepernick. Really, he just stood up too quick.
Oh boy.
That's how much of a patriot he is. Well,
touching those tuning forks.
You gotta tune your forks every now and then. Well, I'm Medium Daddy Cool, same for Justy Rhodes and California Kyle with a K.
With integrity.
Remember, machine intelligence is the last invention that humanity will ever need to make. See ya.
contact us, search for and like us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at BlueBardCage, or send us an email at bluebardcage@gmail.com.